It's February 26, 2026. My God. My God. Seriously. Listening to crap said around me, and everyone that doesn't report these people, you're just as bad as the people doing it. It's sad when it's me and some little 20-year-old girl named Michelle with long blonde hair telling on these perverts. Where hasn't society told on them? There was a thing out in Arizona where this lady kidnapped this little kid, and they put all Amber Alerts that went everywhere. And these movers seen that truck, seen that kid. You know what they did? They blocked her in and called the cops. Here in Ohio, they would have laughed at the girl and say, I wonder how much the human trafficker is going to get for that little kid to kill her. Because they're morbid son of a bitches around here, thinking it's funny killing people. They think it's funny harming people. That's where, it's outrageous. There was another guy in Ohio set up buying cameras. They got him. I heard people talking, they've wondered why they didn't arrest that guy for saying that he was selling kiddie porn of those grandkids going potty. And setting button cameras, admitting to setting button cameras up in her home. It's a federal crime. Several. No attorney gets special permission to be in anybody's home. Ever. Matter of fact, the law is if an attorney sets up button cameras in someone's home, they are to be disbarred and criminally charged with voyeurism, listed as sex offender. Cyber stalking, illegal monitoring, it's the Fourth Amendment in the Constitution. Attorneys can never be in your home. The whole thing is Twilight Zone crazy crap. And this whole thing, they all should have been arrested the first day. And then you got to think about April 6, 25. My daughter-in-law, Dixie, talking to my other daughter-in-law, Jen. We had went over there, and they were in there, and we sat down, and Dixie stood up, walked into Jen's kitchen at the edge of it, and said, nobody thinks it's funny she married that old man. It's like, excuse me? Said, Melissa said, the group of people they hired to watch her. Oh. And the chief of police up there gets special permission. No, he didn't. Talked to the sheriffs up there. They didn't know anything about it. Dave told Danny, heard Danny talk about it. He had hired some guy named Pete on his own. He was Pete and his men in her home before. Heard the Louisville police talk May 30th, 25 at 1 in the morning with lady part of the extortion group. And they have to be playing her because like they said, even the FBI would go to jail for being in your home before. Outside that protected custody case with statements. They had a court order too. It's a federal crime. Voyeurism, cyber stalking. So they're lying on the chief of police up there. That Melissa said the group of people they hired to watch her. The chief of police gets special permission to break into other people's home. Breaking and entering is a crime. Set up button cameras. That's cyber stalking, illegal monitoring, voyeurism. He did not give you permission to do that. And break in and do stuff to people. The way they described it makes total sense. It's like leave the dumb girl alone. She doesn't know one law. That's how they fool people because they're stupid retards. But what did Melissa confess to her? She was part of having me drug beat and raped. Where Officer Mark said Melissa could go to jail for being part of this. Hate to arrest her kids were little. Why don't we just write it up? Her and the kids were showing off for David and his new girlfriend. And it's wrote up as documented in games of pretend. Okay? So Melissa does need to go to jail. She was part of having somebody human trafficked, selling kiddie porn of little kids going potty, having somebody drugged for fake confessions, photoshopped and framed in their own little personal stalking tapes. And she was part of trying to extort money from the government. She needs to go to jail the rest of her life. She's dangerous. And that's where that Henry Moffey guy, it's his drug debt. I told you I already put the days and the times together of him and that short hair, blonde hair Michelle saying she was retired Judge Pete's daughter, actually FBI agent Will's daughter. And they were above the law. They could have anybody drug, beat, and rape. Faith Family Church in January to March of 19. And so that would have been her September 30th, 25, where the biker yelled at her. They showed up and said no one's allowed to say a word to her in her life again. This whole thing was your family's debt to drug dealers. Is that what's going on? Yes. Does she know who you are? No. I don't want her to know. So if I knock on that door and I ask her if she knows who you are, does she know who you are? No. I don't want her to know. And you had her, she doesn't know you, and you had her skull bashed in, had her raped and tortured because your family was in debt to drug dealers? Yes. I'm sorry. She's not sorry. Your family's the one that incited her new husband's family to steal everything from him? Yes, but I really wanted that farm. I liked it. Okay. Let's see. What else she say? Oh, I listened to her friend Matt and her talk January 13th, 23, that the Ohio drug dealers were threatening that agent's life for all those people being human trafficked. And it was your family that let them be human trafficked. Yes, your family human trafficked people because you were in debt to those drug dealers. Yes. Did you know in September 23, the original cartel admitted they photoshopped everything? Did you know that? Yes. Did you know they confronted her ex-husband that it was a medication error and medical malpractice and fraud that made her sick before? Yes. Did you know that they had encouraged them to sue those doctors for years for almost killing her? Did you know that? Yes. It was like hell breaking loose outside. People were talking clear down in New Philly. Within 2 weeks, we were down at the KFC. Some guys in there with a lady and a younger guy, and said, my God, that Michelle confessed that her family was human trafficking people to pay off those debts to drug dealers. We all know this whole thing was a scam for that poor family to steal money so that they could pay off their debt to drug dealers. And we were all helping them out so that they could get enough money to pay them back. Shame on you. Shame on you. They're in debt to drug dealers. That's their own damn fault. You want to take it out of your own damn pocket? You don't extort money from government and harm somebody has nothing to do with it. So then you go January 1926, Henry Moffey shows up, joking around in the car. I said, these people yelling threats at me, they need to learn it and embrace it. I am an FBI informant, and I am in immunity for life, and they can never touch me. They can kiss FBI agent John's ass, the FBI's ass, the judge that signed the protected custody case's ass, the U.S. Constitution's ass, and they can kiss my government-protected, government immunity informant ass. I said, they need to realize they can never touch me. I said, Josh used to dance around to this one song, MC Hammer, You Can't Touch This. And I turned it on, and we're like dancing around the car, and I said, they need to embrace it. Made him so mad, he came in Bob Evans and Fire Alarm. I'm the one that got a hold of her online. I'm like, you look like that picture. Right after the FBI case, a guy from Instagram texts me, I think you're beautiful. It's like, thanks. Something about love on the beach. I don't know him. From Adam. It's like, whatever. And then people talk about him around me. And then he drives by with a bad drug cartel vehicles. It's like, stalker. Right? And then people would say stuff around me. I don't know him from Adam. Hadn't even heard about him for a while, so I thought the cops got him. Okay? He said, I'm the one that got a hold of her online. Okay? He said, I proved with those text messages she was cheating on her husband. That's not cheating. That's you being weird. And I told all men she's not good enough for another man. It's like, fuck you. And I'm glad I never met her in person. I thought you wouldn't even got a pity date. He said, I told her new husband's family I'd steal everything from them. What did that girl say? What's her family? Okay. I found out her new husband's son was down there vandalizing stuff on that farm. Told him stay out of it. I'll steal everything for him. He's playing them because they're retards. Getting them terrorized. Where they said Will wanted that land. So you're Will. You're that fake FBI agent Will, fake attorney Will they all talk about. You're a con man. You're Henry Moppy. You're a con man. And then he said, I have a judge's friend that will enter everything in court, from the tape of Weird With Yourself, the shower scene in the other room, and the drug confessions, and award everything to us while the FBI is busy with Minnesota. And I'll steal all the money from the case, and I'll be gone before they know it, and pull a fast one on the FBI. I told the president too where to find him. Oh, then he confesses. There's a pretty Michelle with long blonde hair. March 27th, 25. Some agent was outside. He had dated her on a ruse. Said I broke up with her tonight. She confessed to me that the doctor from before was not one of hers. Worse for them, and they had lied. Of course they lied. It's HIPAA. It's a federal crime for them to have a doctor with them. Okay? He said she doesn't know who he is. And when they bashed in her head, they tried to kill her or leave her incompetent. And soon as she confessed, I broke up with her. I had even got it out of her ex-husband that a girlfriend from before made him marry her so that she could get a job at her dad's factory. She'd have free insurance. And he could give her extra money. And I got it out of that family that was running around telling people it offended him because that minister called her a faker. I said, why on earth would you say it offended you? She had nothing to do with your kid's death. And it was 6 months later when he made it up. Said, oh, it didn't even concern him. Lisa's father killed her kid. They just lied so people would help out. Okay? So that Henry Moffey said, I heard that. Now that blonde hair girl is also named Michelle. Said, I found out that Michelle's been telling on us for what we're really doing. Oh, he confessed. Well, what happened November 23rd, 25? Huh? Macy's Summit Mall downstairs. That they showed up to announce this whole thing was a scam to extort money from the government. Her ex-husband was involved. Or no, they said, we contacted her ex-husband. He was already connected to us. He said we could run that scam on her to extort money from the government if we made sure he got everything during the divorce. And he agreed. Well, what happened December 1st, 25, Walmart 62, because they still have it. An investigator showed up. The pretty Michelle showed up in his office. You go, girl. You're badass. I'm so proud of you. I've never met you, and I'm proud of you. Said these people confessed this whole thing was a scam to extort money from the government. Her ex-husband was involved. And that the doctor from before is not one of hers. Worse for them, and they had lied. And she doesn't know who he is. And that guy, Pete, that's running around bad-mouthing her, it's just some guy Dave hired on his own. And she don't even know who he is. And these people admitted to using hypnotic drugs on her when they drugged her and told her to say it before. August 7th, 25, Walmart 62. Investigators have him taped admitting to drugging me and telling me to say it before again and using hypnotic drugs and calling Agent John a coward. Walmart 62 would still have that one too. Okay. And what else they say on December 1st, 25? That they used hypnotic drugs when they drugged her and told her to say it before. And she has no memory of these people from before. And the tape of Weird with Yourself, these people already confessed they photoshopped washing in the shower. And photoshopped that in the other room. In 18, they said they photoshopped all their lies. They had drugged me and told me to say stuff before. They worked for Dave. Mocked me in front of the police and the feds, how they framed me. Then, what was it? March 1st to 3rd of 21, they put 2 clips together, put her in a porn. It's not her, it's them. Then later on, what you're describing is showering. Ha, 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 ha. She figured out what they did. March 12th, 22 at noon. They found a tape of them emitting a shower scene in the other room. May 26, 22 at noon. The shower scene was of washing yourself was photoshopped on purpose. And an attorney had ordered it to be photoshopped to make you look weird. They admitted framing me March 24, 22, 1:30. What you think about that? Drugs and told to say it from May 25th, 21, 6 p.m. Wendy's in Louisville, 8/9/21. The apartment building forming a second close offense in Louisville on North Chapel. From where I live, a lady and little girls live there. I've drugged and told to say it before. 1295 Fairlawn, a little white lady screamed at him in 21, talked to several people in 21. The people in the other building made a police report in 21. At the Oakland apartment, December 9th, 21, 4 p.m., that all the tapes before were them and not her. And it's just a group of men doing crimes down here to see if someone would actually stop them. Same day, white man bald with dark eyes distributing food at the Stark County Hunger Task Force on 9th Street in Canton. Was a guard during the case. Came out, we always knew the tapes before with them and not her, so we never said a word. January 19th, 22, 11 o'clock in the morning, they told the Department of Disability I was drugged and told to say it before. February 2nd, 22, again. A Latino man walked up to me with his girlfriend that he was the first one to drug me and tell me to say it before. People went running and screaming, even at other stores. And then a guy showed up on 6th Street and verified that I was drugged and told to say it before.